Hi, this is Amanda Archer.
And Nicole Rochette, and we're representing First Ape Wives Club,
the empowering NFT collection built for accessibility through Dapper.
We're on the edge of NFT, the podcast that's helping to make all of your futuristic dreams more accessible. Keep listening.
Hey there, NFT curious listeners. Stay tuned for today's episode and find out how the FAWC founders took a killer resume, deep relationships, and core values that rock, and crafted one of the most anticipated drops of the year.
And why buying a pickle factory would ever actually be anyone's real dream come true.
And how veteran marketer and podcaster Eric Sue is taking his passion for education to the next level through NFTs. All this and more on today's episode.
And don't forget, we put together a little soiree called NFTLA just a few months back that brought out thousands of the world's most innovative doers in the NFT space. Head on over to 2023.nftla.live to get on the whitelist for tickets to our bigger, bolder, better, but also just as intimate and impactful event happening in Los Angeles, March 20th to the 23rd, 2023. See you there.
Welcome to the Edge of NFT podcast with your hosts, Jeff Kelly, Ethan Janney, and Josh Krieger. We aim to bring you not only the top 1% of what's going on with NFTs today, but what will stand the test of time. We explore the nuts and bolts and the business side, but also the human element of how NFTs are changing the way we interact with the things that we love. This podcast is for the futurists and dreamers, the disruptors and creators, the fans and connectors, and the makers and doers that are pumped about this ecosystem and driving where it goes next.
Today's episode features Amanda Archer, founder of Women of the Metaverse, and FAWC, and Nicole Rochette, head of art partnerships at Dapper Labs. Let's hear a little bit about each of them. Amanda founded Women of the Metaverse, WOTM, in 2021 as a new creative studio, NFT collective, and development incubator to support women founders entering into the Web3 generation. With experts and artists from the worlds of tech, lifestyle, arts, and entertainment, Amanda prioritizes projects that support female representation in film, TV, art, music, and the world of crypto. Her first NFT PFP collection, First Ape's Wives Club, FAWC, is launching in September 2022 and includes custom lines of cosmetics, jewelry, events, and merchandise in both the metaverse and real world. As part of her company's commitment to supporting women, Amanda has dedicated 5% of the company treasury to organizations that also support female representation and creators. Amanda also serves as Vice President, Talent and Business Development at Hollywood film studio Fandomoto Films, where she is actively producing several feature films slated to shoot later this year. Not to be outworked by anyone, Amanda also owns a PR firm, Archer Publicity, that has represented some of the biggest Hollywood personalities over the last decade, including Paris Jackson, Katherine Jackson, Prince William, Priscilla Presley, Hugh Jackman, Carmen Electra, Paris Hilton, Nikki Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, and Crystal Hefner, to name a few. Let's hear a bit about Nicole next. Nicole Rochette is the head of art partnerships at Dapper Labs. Her focus is helping the transition of galleries, artists, and creators into the crypto space and building a vibrant ecosystem tailored to them on the Flow blockchain. Prior to Dapper Labs, she spent over a decade working in creative production, helping brands and digital artists elevate their stories through creative work and bringing them to life. She has worked with brands such as Dior, Aston Martin, Stella Artois, Pata, and more on numerous campaigns in both physical and digital spaces. Man, it's so great to hear everything that's up with all of you, and it's a lot. So welcome to the show, and we're glad you could fit us in.
It's so great
to say and amazing to accomplish. So welcome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And shout out to our friends at AE Studio for putting us all together. We met in real life in Abbott Kinney and heard about this project, and we're like, oh my God, this absolutely needs to be discussed on Edge of NFT. So it's so great to have you both here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll jump in here with the first question. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Amanda. Did you have something you want to say?
Oh no, I was just going to say I met Josh over drinks at AE Studio.
Nice. This is one of the drawbacks of us being, in different parts of the world. We miss out on the things that are happening in each person's locale. So, me and Jeff, I'm in Chicago. Jeff's in Florida, Sarasota, and we do definitely seem to miss out on quite a bit of fun stuff going on over there in that Venice Beach microcosm of things going on.
Yeah, I get the FOMO as well. I feel like everything's happening in LA right now, and I'm based over in Lisbon, just kind of peek behind the curtain at you guys always going out and having a great time.
Yeah. It's fun stuff though. And glad to play a role in it with NFT LA. But I want to jump in here about First Apes Wives Club. You're crafting a project there. It's kind of about fun, but also impact. It's in the metaverse. It's IRL, and I just kind of want to know, how did that idea come about? What's the genesis story there?
Yeah, I was talking about First Ape Wives Club and how it came about, and there's a true real life version of, if you've ever seen the movie First Wives Club. That movie was about women who had been in relationships with men and been let down, and they came together to empower each other and created a business to create empower a community of women. And we, me and myself and one of my best friends, Farah Khan, who's the other founder of FAWC, she was in Puerto Rico having some personal issues, and I was flying out there as the best friend. And through wanting to get stuck into something new, we discovered the NFT world, and we both got crazy about it and created a business to empower each other and her to know that, as women, and we can do things on our own and, have really exciting businesses and support other people, women, men, and communities to inspire them just to have a, better experience.
Great. Yeah. Puerto Rico, naming another place there where sort of interesting stuff is bubbling up with crypto, NFTs, Web3 all the time. Definitely a different environment than the sort of Abbot Kinney, Venice Beach thing going on. But, Josh and I got to visit there together on a trip. I guess it was maybe a year and a half ago now. And it was pretty enlightening. There's really a lot of interesting stuff going on in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's a really exciting crypto community. And we've been spending a bit of time with people out there, and there's some pretty cool things happening. No Uber Eats or no Uber, but you can still get by in life out there.
There's Uber now. At least we got Uber over there. May take a little. Yeah. It takes a little longer.
So but... I thought we were with a pretty intelligent group of people, but we weren't intelligent enough to realize that we were all calling the same Uber driver. And so that was both racking up the rates for Uber and making the trip take longer, right? So we would all book the Uber at the same time when we left the party, and we would see the Uber car that's supposed to be ours basically leave where we are, go to where everybody else was going, and then come back and then pick us up. But we paid the extra money regardless. So,
yeah, the algorithm does not work on that scale very well. There's some amusing moments from that trip with Uber, including when we had to go to a podcast and we had 5 Ubers cancel on us, and we had to delay the podcast. But it
was probably the same Uber 5 times that canceled on us. But yeah.
So
yeah, they do have a way of continuing to get money out of you in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Well, look, this is such an exciting project concept, Amanda, and you've had an opportunity to work with powerful female leaders in arts and entertainment for a really long time. So excited to learn more about sort of your vision of FAWC at the very core, and what are some of the utilities and ownership perks that are going to be linked to your NFT collection?
Yeah, okay. So first question about, those powerful women, we actually plan to bring them in as ambassadors and as part of a utility for our FAWC NFT holders. So we've got Oscar winners, princesses, rock royalty ambassadors, actresses, directors, people who have created some of the biggest shows on the planet, and they'll all be coming into our community to work with mentoring programs, AMAs, speak, if we have, cool, forums, we want to live stream them and educate and just break down the barriers that people have experienced trying to break into the entertainment world. And, on top of that, the utilities that we are giving people like automatic access to as soon as they are on board with us is a bunch of lifestyle perks. We've partnered with a couple of the world's leading travel companies who are very exclusive. Like, you need to be referred membership to get into these groups. One is, we have access to over 1,400 five-star hotels globally. These brands include Peninsula, Baccarat, Ritz-Carlton, Shangri-La, Virtuoso, or any city, you're going to have access to our perks. And the perks program at these hotels are complimentary upgrades, $100 for food and beverage on your room while you stay, complimentary transfers in some hotels, notes and cakes from the general manager welcoming you. Like, you really do feel like it's very VIP status. So not only do you get to have access to Hollywood and that kind of thing, but you're actually going to be automatically given the perks lifestyle that those people experience through VIP connections. So we are opening that up, as well as global concierge team for anything else that you might need. We're setting up ticketing programs with global promoters, and I'm yet to announce that, but it is with the biggest ones in the world, so that we'll be able to give you quick access to the best ticketing pre-release. Like, if it's coming up and you didn't get them but you need to get to the Rolling Stones in Paris, we can get you those tickets last minute. So we're just sort of coming up with this perks program that is we want to rival the Black Amex of this world, but give it to people in the Web3 space.
Wow, what a list. That's normally like a 3-year roadmap, and that's just what you guys have coming out of the gate. You get some influencers behind some of these projects, but what we're talking about here with these folks being intimately involved at the very jump is impressive. Nicole, question for you. Besides not wanting a serious case of FOMO, what got Dapper Labs excited about this project?
Yeah, I think I had a pretty good access to Amanda through a friend of ours who heard about the project and introduced us. Personal kind of objectives in Web3 is obviously to create more of an equitable space. And that's also leaning into projects, female-led projects in particular. And so when I heard about Amanda and Farah and the amazing work that they're doing, and that it's community first, there's so much utility baked into it, we really had to lean in. And so my kind of role within our ecosystem is a little bit like a crypto Cupid or a matchmaker. And my objective is to find these projects and help build out the resources that they need to be successful. And so from that kind of point on, we've been shepherding and navigating the Web3 ecosystem together. So really excited.
Yeah,
that was super important for us as well, to find that shepherd, role, because in NFT space, finding legitimate and trusted professionals to work with, that was something that we really wanted, because we know how important the structure and longevity of our business is. So we were really lucky to fall into play with Dapper, because that's been hugely beneficial.
Yeah, sounds like a match made in heaven for sure. So with such an amazing group of partners, as well as the killer roadmap that you've laid out, as well as just core functionality, when you think of your vision, your impact that you want to have on Web3, on the metaverse, how do you think about that? How far reaching do you want what you're doing to go?
I think bridging the gap between Web3 and a wider community is something that we really want to help break down those barriers, because one thing that a lot of people listen to is Hollywood and entertainment, and that usually can help impact the wider community. So using that, but also, obviously diving into this community idea, which to me as a company is hugely beautiful and valuable, to be able to have a community of people that you can really help, further their careers, further their experiences in life, give them, good guidance and create a brand that's fun and everyone's having fun at the same time. So it's sort of like an everyone wins kind of business and for the community too.
Yeah, I would just build on that to say, like, I really think that this is driving empowerment and carving out a space. You know, Web3 can be so echo chambery. It can be so kind of exclusive. It can be so nuanced. And the way that FAWC is looking at the Web3 world is through kind of the lens of an experience, a little bit more levity and lighthearted. And it's about being kind of tongue in cheek and, you know, off the cuff. And I don't think that that's an audience that has really been spoken to too much, and especially kind of through the female lens. So I really think it opens it up to a wider audience and shows that it doesn't have to be like complex. You know, one of the things we really work on is user experience and accessibility. So making it, you know, breaking down those barriers and you know, through that empowerment, it's access to the incredible resources and benefits of FAWC, but it's also a Web3 and technology, right? Like this is the direction we're going. And this is a conduit and a vehicle to get more people involved in that story.
Yeah, there's something to this formula of fun, familiarity, and ease of use, right? And like Dapper with Top Shot, I think nailed that day one basically of this iteration of NFTs in August 2020, whatever, when I bought my first, you know, pack when they dropped that those moments, right? And I think that you're carrying that forward, and it's just like a whole other level, right, Amanda, that you're working on here, and you're really taking it to the next level. And I've really been, you know, surprised at how few projects really do genuinely bring that together in an authentic way. Given, you know, it's been a couple years now since we've, you know, opened this next you know, tranche of companies and development in the NFT and Web3 space. And so it's exciting to hear about your plans here that really bring these things together. It's so evident how authentic it is, and also given your resources to tap into, like all those relationships.
Yeah, years of being the hookup girl, I get to make a business out of it.
There it is, right? Yeah, so cool to see those elements come together.
Yeah, and one other thing, just touching on the NBA Top Shot and usability there, like that was one of the things that really drove us to Dapper, and we have that same Dapper wallet set up. So we're really excited to be able to offer that to our community and people who are breaking in, because, like, you know, being able to just have an email address and a credit card is super, super excellent for some of the ladies out there that want to join the Web3 community.
100%.
Yeah, it's great. And it's clear, you know, I think there's some sort of value-based words that have jumped in here and there, you know, user experience and usability and things like this. And inclusion, I'm sure, is part of what we're talking about here. But is there anything specific that you guys outline when you think about core values, or a message that you feel is core to what you're doing with FAWC?
I think, yeah, like female empowerment is one of them, but empowerment in general, I think, for community, because, and also being able to have fun at the same time. Like, you know, we want to do great things, but we want to have a good time doing it. And I think that's something, and, you know, inclusivity around the globe and making sure that everybody can sort of have an experience. This experience is not going to be just 1% of our members. This experience is going to be available to 100% of our members, you know, and their friends.
Yeah, empowerment, I resonate with that as well. And I think, like you said, in general, I think, you know, as we embark into this creative community that we believe is kind of the next phase of what's going on, the sort of creator economy, it's going to take these messages getting to people where it kind of awakens, you know, the empowerment of who they are outside of what they've been told they should be, right? And I think that projects like this really speak to that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So September 2022 is when this collection drops. How's that going to work?
Okay, so as you know, the market is continually changing. So at FAWC, we ride the wave, but we are going to do a whitelist VIP launch in Ibiza at the Six Senses on September 12th. We're going to go live from there with, you know, a party. We're partnering with Project Zero Climate Change Group. So we've got some ambassadors from them, like Kate Moss and Pixie Geldof, coming out to Six Senses, and you know, it should be a good old time. And we'd love to update everybody from there. Hopefully on our social channels, we can, you know, throw some live footage up and, get a little bit of fun happening and excitement around the brand and, in the media and anywhere else that we can. And then do sort of like a little VIP kind of whitelisting thing and do the main drop when that's sort of ready to go. But I mean, Nicole, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, to your point, ride the wave. I think it's going to be really great to have the event in Ibiza. Also, low-key, I've never been, so very excited about being able to be there in the flesh.
Yeah.
And in terms of dates, I think we're aiming for end of September mint, and we'll just take it from there.
Super cool. And so you alluded to this before, but the animated film and series from Fandamoto, right? That's on the roadmap too. How far along are you? Like, what can you tell us about that? That sounds like a really cool element of this entire project.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously coming from the entertainment background, we had, that was an automatic kind of inclusion to come up with something like that. And Anthony Khan, who's one of our co-founders and owns Fandamoto, which I'm also a partner at, he's got a very extensive experience in leading digital in the entertainment world. He ran the digital at Relativity Media back when that was a big deal, and he also made the first web series for Disney. He's ran some of the biggest brands in the world at CAA, so like Marvel and Coca-Cola and things like that. So bridging the gap of digital and entertainment is like hugely in his wheelhouse, and we're looking to attach some A-list voices and things like that from our network to bring these APIs to life. Definitely is a development in progress. We hope to update on soon.
Got it. No trailer being released this week necessarily, but keep an eye out.
We're still finalizing a lot of like things just for the design, because we keep going and getting our wives ready for launch. But the development process is underway. But animation is yet to come because we have to fine tune a few things first.
Exciting stuff. Yeah. So what else can you share that might be next on the roadmap for FAWC? What you got cooking? Anything you can share? Anything you're not supposed to share? You can tell us.
Well, I know we've definitely got some parties in the works because that's part of our brand. We will have our first FAWC house in Lake Tahoe later in the year. We've got this really amazing property there for a few days, and that is regularly rented by likes of Justin Timberlake and lots of Hollywood people. It's on the water. We also have like a boat to get everyone together and do workshops, have a launch, invite some of our community out, invite some of the other NFT community leaders out to try and sort of develop things together. We want to see what everyone's up to. We really want to like dive into being on the forefront of the trends that are happening for Metaverse as they happen. So we really want to keep working with all the other founders out there to keep ahead of the curve and keep our community community updated and our technologies moving at a good rate so that we provide everything everyone wants once we get to the Metaverse. And
then I think you alluded to this, but March 20th to the 23rd, you're gonna have this incredible party in LA, right?
Yes. When is that NFT LA?
Yeah. Yeah, that's when Dapper will be there, and AE is going to be there, and all the celebs are going to be there. So that's a good.
FAWC is going to be there in a big way. It's amazing. Yeah. It's going to be great.
We'll bring our celebrities. Yeah, we'll bring ours. You bring yours. Dapper's got a few. We're going to hopefully go large at Art Basel with Dapper as well. There's a lot going on out there, and I know it's a big celebration time. We will be through, I think, the hard part of the market, and it'll be a good time to celebrate. So I hope to get everybody into a big party out there. So we're just sort of starting to think about that now, but I expect us for sure.
That's great. I'm super excited. I'd love to ask both of you sort of, as you look at the industry and sort of how you came up with this concept, what's been inspiring to you all? Obviously NBA Top Shots, right? And World of Women. We just had the co-founders on the show. I think they've done a lot. I'd love to get your perspective on what else has inspired you along the way.
Yeah, happy to jump in there. We've been really closely tracking Aku and Micah Johnson's journey and just like love how it's so community based. It's about, casting a wider net. It's about speaking to all audiences, and his story is so well built and ever evolving, and it's so community focused. And I think that's been a really great thread for us. So a huge shout out to the work that he's doing there. And then I think internally we've been working on projects as well that have quite a bit of synergy. So one of them that is coming to Dapper Labs right now is called Seeds of Happiness. And the mission is really, it's like art for purpose. It's spreading happiness through art, but it's about kind of experiences, interactivity, on and off chain, charitable giving. And so all of these components, and it's what I call the kind of like the alchemy of a successful NFT project, have really been kind of coming full circle, and of course, bouncing off what we're doing with FAWC. And that's super, super exciting and inspiring as well.
That's cool. Amanda, anything to add there?
Oh no, I definitely take Nicole's advice on these projects.
But of course, we've been looking at, female-led projects across, a BFF and World of Women, and, all of those great things. There's so much going on in the ecosystem right now. I think it's still a very exciting
I'm
time
excited to see what's to come, well, because I feel like there's been such a shift in what people want since the market change. And I just feel like there's a major shift happening in what's about to be released. And I'm excited to see all these projects come out, because I think there's going to be more purpose, there's going to be more utility, there's going to be more structure, there's going to be more professionality. So I'm really excited about this next phase coming out.
Me too. I've got to say, I've never been more excited about this industry. So this quote shift to me, we get hundreds of requests to be on the show every day, and these people have been building. Right. So it's so interesting, what mainstream America thinks about the space. And then you hear announcements like the big one that Dapper Labs is partnering with Meta, and you just realize this is just beginning. This is absolutely just beginning, and the utility is just sort of growing. And it's we should feel a little pressure to be innovative, right? I think that's healthy for any burgeoning industry.
Well, it's going to make the industry better, and it's going to make the user experience and what the offering is a lot better. So it's better for the end consumer, which is what we hope to give that experience over to our community. They're the people that we're working hard for.
Hey there, NFT Space Cadet. Let's zoom in on the globe from outer space today to Abbot Kinney Boulevard in Venice Beach, LA. Let me show you a cosmic tech beacon that shines out among the bustle of fashion, art, and food there. It's a thriving software dev, data science, and design studio known as AE Studio, where scores of the sharpest minds have come together to help founders and execs create software and machine learning solutions that are not only profitable and increase our agency as humans, but that give us that warm, fuzzy feeling that elegant tech so wonderfully does. AE's breadth of talent allows them to build anything from instillvideo.com, it's a health, fitness, and wellness app that makes your chakras tingle, to award-winning brain-computer interface solutions that could quite literally bend our minds. Oh, and keep an eye out for Token Runners, their NFT white label marketplace, as well as our highly anticipated NFT drop, Boomer NFT. Now, for all you degens who strive to shed the cummerbund and pearls, comes a jaw-dropping, awe-inspiring partnership, not seen since the heyday of Shaq and Kobe. It's called Edge of AE Studio, and you can find out all about it at edgeofae.com. That's right, this full-service, soup-to-nuts, end-to-end, whole enchilada NFT service can help you, yes you Randy, launch your NFT project. Edge of NFT and AE Studio have come together like Voltron to get your project in gear so you can hightail it straight to the moon, stardom, and maybe even your own private yacht. Go to edgeofae.com to find out more. That's edgeofae.com. Actual results may vary depending on moon landing location, domain of stardom, scale and model of yacht, as well as whether scale, model of yacht, or actual yacht.
Listeners, buckle up and get ready because it's coming directly to you here in a matter of a couple of months. So super exciting. So let's shift gears a little bit, guys. Let's talk a little bit about your personal perspective on some questions. In segment 2, we like to call these Edge Quick Hitters. It's basically just a fun and quick way for us to get to know you a little bit better. There's 10 questions. We're looking for short, single word or few word responses, but we'll dive in a little deeper here or there. All right, you two ready for this?
Do we go one at a time or?
Let's
Yes.
just both go. You go and then I'll go.
Just say it at the
You
same
go, then
time.
I
No,
go.
I'll.
You go, then yeah.
We'll switch you up halfway through. Okay. We'll start with Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole, question number 1. What's the first thing you remember ever purchasing in your life?
Pogs.
Oh, nice. Do you still have some in a box somewhere in the house, or?
I really hope I do, but still likely that. Yeah, I don't know where the box is.
Right on. Amanda, how about you?
I think it was like hay and molasses. That's the first thing. I was very young. I had a little tiny horse.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I was buying that.
Yeah. Awesome. Question number 2, Nicole, what's the first thing you remember ever selling in your life?
Like pet sitting services. I had little business cards my grandparents made me, and it never did it. It never materialized, but I went around trying to sell pet sitting services.
Dude, that's cool. Business cards, sophisticated. Again, I hope you have some of those laying around.
Yeah.
Totally. Amanda, how about you?
I embarrassingly used to crochet squares and sell them to my neighbors.
Solid.
Like little blankets.
Yeah, that's super solid.
Or knit them if you prefer.
Yeah. Question number 3. Nicole, what is the most recent thing you purchased?
Plane tickets for my brother and sister-in-law's wedding.
Exciting. Any place fun?
London.
Hey, that sounds fun.
Great.
Amanda, how about you?
I've purchased coffee and coffee. That's it.
Coffee.
Important ingredient.
Not even lunch yet. No lunch break. Just coffee.
I've got my bulletproof coffee shake in front of me, so I hear that.
Rock and roll. Question number 4, Nicole, what's the most recent thing you sold?
It's called Very Bad Beads. They are made badly and they say bad things. So I have one. I don't know if you're gonna have to blur it.
No, it's
I'll show you afterwards.
Nice. You're good. That's awesome. Very Bad Beats. Shout out Very Bad Beats. Amanda, how about you?
I would like to say 8, but we're not there yet. But most recent thing I sold was probably, I don't really sell a lot of things, but I sell my time sometimes.
Super valuable.
In a very professional manner.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right on. Nicole, question 5. What is your most prized possession?
It's a sculpture my mom made.
Oh, that's very nice. Care to tell us what the sculpture is, or?
Like a woman figurine that lived in our garden for 30 years, and she's missing body parts, but it's it lives in my library now.
That's very cool. Amanda, how about you?
It's my dog. I have a little dog called CJ, so he's everything.
Little CJ. Is CJ at your feet right now, or on your lap?
Yeah. Did I meet him at the studio? I'm trying to remember. I think I did, right?
Yes, the second time. Yeah, he came. Yeah, he's a celebrity. You'll all get to meet him.
Amazing.
But he's having a nap right now.
Oh, little guy. Amanda, we're going to switch to you now. Question number 6. If you could buy anything in the world, digital, physical, service, and experience that's currently for sale, what would it be? What do you have your eye on?
Well, because I'm such a community type gal, I want to get a FAWC private jet, because basically with our hookup service, we've got everything that you want, but we don't have that. So I want to get one for our community.
Oh my. All right.
I always
this is getting awesome.
Very low goals, got low goals.
I always love looking up private plane and jet costs, right? I just went to Canada and I had to make just a short flight to go visit a friend. The drive seemed like it was going to be outrageous, right? And it's are there any private? There is a little airport there. Are there any private planes that go there? I was surprised at how inexpensive it would have been. Now it was too expensive for me, but not as expensive as I would have thought to get a private plane.
Wow, NFT biz is going well for you then, hey?
Right? Dude, the story of like Jesse Itzler's founding of Marquis Jet, if you haven't learned about that, it's a pretty cool story if you ever hear him tell it. So check that out.
Well, if
Nicole?
anyone's been flying lately, they'll agree with me on this because I don't know, everyone's been flying lately, right? Has everyone got a horror story?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, it's brutal. My girlfriend got stranded in Arizona for 24 hours without her luggage in 116-degree weather.
Rough. Nicole, let's kick it over to you. If you could buy anything in the world, digital, physical service, or an experience, what would it be?
Guys, this is like a hard one for me because I wanted to say something philanthropic, but it's not necessarily up for sale. So I'm gonna have to land on a pickle factory so we can relish in all that fuck life. But I also really like pickles. So
Nice.
And pickle bags. Yeah, we have pickle bags.
Nice. Love it. Okay. Amanda, question number 7. If you could pass on one of your personality traits to the next generation, what would it be?
Having no limit in my way of thinking, because I think a lot of people put limiting beliefs on things. And if you could just take that away and people could believe they could do anything, I think they do have a lot more to do and, more fulfilling life.
Right on.
If they can be like that.
Absolutely. Nicole, how about you?
I was gonna say wanderlust, like traveling, but I guess to Amanda's point, it's also kind of like that mental wanderlust to keep exploring.
Mm-hmm.
Manifest anything sort of style.
Love it. Question 8, flip side of that. If you could eliminate one of your personality traits from the next generation, Amanda, what would that be?
I would pass that question off to 5 of my best friends. Sometimes I think too much and jump to conclusions. So maybe I have to get better at that, because then it's called anxiety. So I work on that all the time.
Got it.
What do you mean by that? When you say jump,
I get.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing around with the concept of jumping to conclusions. It's a subtle joke.
You just think nothing's happening, but you think about 5 things that could happen.
Oh yeah, totally.
Probably won't happen. It's don't think like that.
It's hell. Yeah,
I would love to make a joke about the jump to conclusions map from Office Space. You know that movie. I don't know. There's nothing there for me right now. I can't do it. I don't know. Nicole, what do you got? What would you eliminate?
I have foot and mouth syndrome. So I'll say the absolute worst thing at the wrong time. So yeah.
There it is. All right. Question number 9, Amanda, what did you do just before joining us on the podcast?
Well, I mean, I've been on business calls. So I was actually on a very interesting call with a sustainability expert, John Picard, which was a lot of interesting information. But that was it's been a business day. It's definitely a work day today.
Getting it done. Nicole, how about you?
Yeah, today feels a little bit like a Monday. It's full on. I actually I got out of the office for lunch. I had lunch with the family. So that was really nice.
Oh, super nice. Very cool. Amanda, last one. Question 10. What are you going to do next after the podcast?
Well, in all FAWC behavior, I was hoping to get down to AE Studios for tequila shots, but I'm still waiting to hear from them. But if not, I'll go to a soul cycle class and behave myself.
We were going to do Zoom tequila shots afterwards. I thought that was
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, we can do that. I got to go get the tequila.
Nicole,
don't
what
have to
you
worry
got
about
next?
driving home. That's nice.
I'm in Wisconsin right now, and there's a lake in front of me. So I'll probably just look at the lake, chill out.
There it is. Is it warm enough to go in the lake? I don't know.
I haven't tried. I got here last night, but it is hot. Okay. It's humid. There's heat.
Oh wow.
There's mosquitoes. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Understood. Okay, looks like we got a little bonus question. Who threw that one in there?
That was me. It came up just to put you on the spot, Amanda. Not a very difficult question, but one I'm really curious about. Of all the attributes of your first wives, what is your favorite one that you've created and why?
Well, I really love one of them has this, a few of them hopefully will have this pattern that has ape shit written on it. And I really love that because, people always say that women go crazy. And I think it's just they go a little bit ape shit. And I just thought we should have a bit of fun with how crazy we can be. But I really love the ape shit hat. And I also like the ones that smoke weed because, we live in California and we promote that kind of thing.
Those are great. Nicole, do you have a favorite?
It's actually the apeshit hat. I had one, but I gave it to, I don't know if you guys know, Mickey. I gave it to Mickey. He was like,
Steal them. I have none. I have none left.
So Mickey has the only apeshit hat.
That's going to be merch. That's going to be a favorite on the merch marketplace coming to you.
Clearly. Amazing. All right, y'all.
I'll get them over to your office. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, when they come out, please put us on the list. Hey guys, so that's Edge Quick Hitters. Thanks so much for sharing with us. We appreciate it. Lots of fun. Ethan, word on the street is we got a pretty special hot topic for today, huh?
Yes, we do. So today's hot topic to launch here centers on the magic happening at Leveling Up Heroes, an NFT project on a mission to build the next generation of entrepreneurs. The project is the brainchild of renowned entrepreneur, fellow podcaster, and investor Eric Sue, who was able to raise Single Grain, an SEO agency he bought for $2, into a powerhouse virtually in every marketing sector. Eric found that applying a gaming mindset and skills to real life makes the process much more enjoyable. So he created Leveling Up Heroes. Eric, he's just jumped on here on camera, and you can pop off your mute and get on audio, and let's say hi. How's it going, Eric?
Good. Grateful to be here. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the nice intro. I guess my team wrote that, so it makes me blush. But yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's great to connect again, man, and it's been cool learning about your journey. Shout out to Zach for connecting us and telling us a little bit about what you've been up to in the space. And today's been all about real utility in the industry and sort of building projects to last. And certainly you've demonstrated that with your podcast. And so would love to know more about the project and what inspired it.
Yeah, totally. So Leveling Up Heroes, the primary mission is to train and invest in the next generation of entrepreneurs. So you think about Y Combinator, they're an accelerator. They obviously help, the Stripes of the world, the Dropboxes of the world. Actually, a couple months ago, the story is I was at an investors conference called Capital Camp, and I was talking to a guy, and he started this company called Entrepreneurs First. This is about 10 years ago. He's actually based in the UK. And, he was, what they do is they actually focus on putting entrepreneurs into a boot camp for about 3 months or so. And then they pair them with a co-founder afterwards. And as of right now, their portfolio is worth about $10 billion or so. And I do believe there needs to be more accelerators like this. I think we're all entrepreneurs here. Everything around the room that you see is made by entrepreneurs or driven by the vision of them. And so that's kind of the mission behind it. And, my background's in online education, and we actually have people on the team that have worked in online education. It's like, it makes a lot of sense to just do that. And it's just going to be a free mint.
Nice, man. Yeah, we've seen that trend a bit now. And we love that perspective, really building value, really getting people involved. It's really about building community and making it easy for folks to get in and to participate. Talk to us a little bit more about like the mission here and why that's so important to you. I mean, we've seen tons of your content. I mean, you live and breathe this stuff, man, but talk to us about that mission and how you articulate it as part of this particular project.
Yeah. So I fundamentally, I love learning and I love teaching. So if you're on my tombstone, I just want to be like, this guy was a good teacher. That's all that's what excites me. That's my drug. Like, I love throwing these events. And I can talk about that later, but and these dinners too. I just love seeing people connect and the magic that happens from it. It's just, everything's built on top of relationships. Obviously, if you're going to build wealth at the end of the day, like you own equity. Sorry, I keep trying to turn these notifications off, but they're not coming off. But you own equity or you own a piece of a business. That's how you build wealth. And I want more people to understand that, because I do believe it's not a zero-sum game. And it's just leveling up your habits first, and you level up kind of your knowledge. And, then we can all, it's not like people are smarter than anybody else. I don't think some of these billionaires are necessarily smarter. It's just like they've played the game better, and there's some things that they know that most people just don't know. So.
Yeah, man. And when you think about reach, right? One of the coolest things, and I say frequently, is it feels like now more than ever in history, opportunity is at folks' fingertips worldwide, regardless of resources. And in often cases, it's about, awareness, some time and effort to learn and build knowledge. But now more than ever, it feels like we're in that spot. So as you think about it, through that lens, how do you envision reaching, these people? How do you find these people in places where maybe they're not necessarily aware that these kind of resources are there, man? How do you build that awareness?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a saying, the teacher will appear when the student is ready. And I think through there's a handful of podcasts that I do. So Marketing School and Leveling Up, those get about 2.1 million downloads a month combined. And I just started a new one called Creators of Web3. Podcasts are great. I mean, I was just looking at my LinkedIn stats today, like million impressions in the last month, right? There's like all these games. There's always like a new social platform that comes out. You have to learn how to play the game. But I do believe like we'll reach the right people if we need to. And it's really about consistency at the end of the day, because when I look at Marketing School, I've been doing that podcast for 5 years, and I've been podcasting for like 10 years now. And it's just like anybody that's built like a great business, they've just stayed consistent with it and they don't get all distracted. But in the very beginning, we get all distracted, want to try all the new things. But eventually, like you just keep compounding. Like I have a bust of Warren Buffett over there. It reminds me to not be an idiot and to just think long term. And, most of the time he keeps me on track.
Or remember that we are idiots, right? I feel like Warren Buffett is notorious for saying like it's actually when your IQ reaches a certain level when it's dangerous, when you think that you're smart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Eric, I think you went to NFTLA. We planned that thing in pretty record time for the size of the event.
It was amazing.
But we wanted to do more, especially on the social impact and the education front, which is two areas that we're doubling down. And we're sort of exploring ways to sort of get some education in the mix for teens and for even principals, because, you get the principals, excited about Web3, and then, amazing things can happen. It's a real multiplier effect. So we should definitely talk about that. And I'll connect you to the guys that want to do something there. But
appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm detecting maybe there's going to be a POAP created for perfect attendance, this year at one of these schools we engage with.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Both your project and what Amanda's working on really, personifies to me the opportunity to sort of break down barriers and to create more opportunities for people in the space. So I'm just really excited, man. Is there anything else about your roadmap that you wanted to sort of share with us?
Yeah, actually, Josh, I can add something that is similar to what you and Ethan were just talking about with talking about incentives, right? And so one thing we're doing at my company right now is if people fill out their time tracking sheet or their employee engagement survey on time on Fridays, they actually get paid out $5 in Solana. And that's actually driven employee engagement rates up by 200% on one app and about 40% on another one, right? So talking about POAPs, talking about incentives, it's just like there's so many different things that we can do. That's obviously not related to Leveling Up Heroes, but the free event's coming next week. On the 16th of August, and there's going to be 12,345 unique heroes that are all tied to gaming history.
Cool. Any now, are these heroes, are they gender identified or are they sort of gender amorphous?
They're all gender identified. So there's 30 characters. So then you have male, female. So you have 60 of them. And then there's so many different traits. So
cool. All right. So Amanda, seems like some female heroes, you can snag them and it's a free mint. So even better, right? Eric, I don't know if you caught the word, but it's going to be a big launch party for FAWC in Ibiza. If, of course, we're all busy, but, get your jet over there.
When is that happening?
September 12th is the deal. And Kate Moss is, I think I heard Kate Moss might be there and some other cool folks.
Wow. It sounds, I just came back from Spain, but hey, I'm down, I guess.
Nice.
There's the Web3 spirit.
We've got, Kate Moss, I think Pixie Geldof and some other people coming out from London. So yeah, we'd love to have you out there if you've got time to make it.
I'm down. It's an excuse to come back. So thank you for the invite, Amanda. Thanks for bringing it up, Josh.
Yeah. No, I just love the theme of two projects trying to educate the masses and break down walls. So I'm glad you guys could both be on the same show.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Amanda, I'll add you on LinkedIn right now.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I'm trying to keep up with LinkedIn and Twitter and all these things. I was usually just on Instagram with my entertainment friends, but I've got to get a little bit more savvy. So I've been, spending a bit more time over there.
I think LinkedIn and Twitter are perfectly fine. It's too much stuff.
And Eric, we appreciate your time, brother. Before we let you go, I just wanted to, oh, sorry, Ethan, you got something there, buddy?
I was just gonna, I just wanted to roll in because we're such big fans of podcasting, and since we have Eric here and he's been podcasting for so long and had such success with it, a little bit into that topic for our listeners' benefit. Can you just tell people sort of the really interesting benefits you've seen in podcasting? They're kind of counterintuitive, right? Like from your experience, what are you finding that's really people should know about, but they don't?
I'll give an example. I mean, as a marketer, well, I'll just say it's the hardest channel to grow by far, but it's the most rewarding in my opinion. And the relationships that you build are deep because you're basically building relationships at scale. So like a week ago, I was holding the door for someone, and then the guy's like, "Are you Eric from marketing school?" I was like, "What the hell?" Like, and then right behind was another guy, right? And I'm just like, not that I'm famous or anything, but it's just like you build these bonds, and you very quickly like you skip the formalities, and you're just like friends. And so I just think that's really powerful. And so, and plus the other thing I'll say as a marketer that's exciting to me is when you're watching a YouTube video, you can easily get distracted, but your retention on the podcast is much higher because they're really usually just like working out or like they're driving or something. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been a fun format. People ask, why didn't we do Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces? And, we are coming up with the NFTLA Twitter Spaces concept that will launch really soon. But we just love podcasting for its purity and the sort of ability to sort of go deep with a guest and sort of, the format. There's so many awesome things about podcasting.
And it can live online for a long time too. It's like episodes, we can go back and we can listen to them. They're like, they're good, like library of information.
Oh yeah.
For providing.
Totally.
Yeah. We oftentimes we give people recommendations like flights of podcasts. Like I met the head of a fashion school and here's the 6 podcasts we did on fashion. And she's like, perfect. So a lot of bennies there.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it lives online for a long time, and we've seen, some of our earliest episodes continue to rack up views, which is just interesting to us. How far people reach back to some of these guests and topics that we discuss. So yeah, very very cool. Josh, you had something else?
No, you go for it, man.
No, we're just want to give Eric an opportunity to let folks know where they could go to follow you, to follow the project. Anybody that doesn't know, let's let them know where to go.
Yeah, totally. Again, appreciate the opportunity here. Nice meeting everyone. But follow Leveling Up NFT on Twitter. And you can follow me, Eric OSIU on Twitter.
Beautiful. And then just last piece, we will be doing a fun giveaway. So Eric, I guess it's you want to give a little background on the giveaway that we structured?
Yeah, I was talking to Ethan pre-show. I believe it's going to be a contest. So Ethan, you look like you want to talk. Go for it.
Yeah, we got something written down here, 200 to 400 AL for the audience with a unique pre-mint link just for Edge of NFT listeners. And the way that we'll implement that is we'll put out a contest like we typically do on our socials. People could keep an eye out there for the deets on, how to earn those things by following or whatever we come up with together. So that's where we're at with that.
Beautiful. All right. Amazing. Eric, Sue, Leveling Up Heroes. Dude, thanks so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you so much,
all right.
Eric.
Bye.
See
Talk
you,
soon. Okay. So, we do have this other hot topic that is relevant. If we wanted to touch on it, do we want to?
Yeah, let's hit it. Let's roll in there. That sounds good. Well, there's this platform that is not new, but has a new name called Meta, and has teamed with Coinbase and Dapper Labs now. This is like in the speak as of today. I don't know, actually, maybe it was even before today, but we've been hearing about the buzz. They've been partnered with Coinbase and Dapper Labs for NFTs on Instagram. And so they're rolling out the NFT integration on the Instagram to more than 100 countries across Africa, Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and the Americas. Also announced it will support wallet connections with Coinbase Wallet and Dapper Labs and NBA Top Shot. And so this is a big deal. And, it's a little bit of an overlap with what we're talking about today and the people who are involved.
Yeah, it's a really big deal. And we did not plan this, by the way. This news just dropped like 5 hours ago. I think there's a couple key parts of this that I think are interesting. One, users are going to have the ability to post these collectibles that are minted on Flow according to the release and connect their digital wallet to share their digital collectibles. And also, I think Meta is trying to be more inclusive, as we know, and sort of be authentic to the space. So Instagram is going to be compatible with actually 5 different wallets: Rainbow, MetaMask, Trust, the Coinbase wallet, and the Dapper wallet. So that's great. It's great to see them thinking big in terms of compatibility and interoperability. And I think this is a move in the right direction for them. Nicole, is there anything you can say about this besides the fact that you're excited as well?
Yeah, super excited. I mean, it's huge, right? Like it's a really great sign that we're getting this mass adoption of Web3, especially rolling out through these platforms that we're so, familiar with. And it means that, FAWC holders will be able to kind of share their assets from their Dapper wallet. So kind of any asset that's within the Dapper wallet will be able to be displayed in the viewers and kind of like verified in that space. And we're really excited about it. It's kind of it's a big deal. It's been a long time coming, and like a lot of groundwork underway to pave that space. But yeah,
That's
super excited.
It feels very bold, I feel, when we've been hearing about, what's going on with Meta, the change of the name to Meta.
Very mainstream.
It felt like it was a bold move, but it didn't feel as bold into going into the Web3 and the crypto space as this kind of thing is. And to be honest, it feels authentic. There's an authenticity to like the decisions of what to do and who to partner with and stuff that feels refreshing. And it reminds me of just when we were in Davos and hearing about reps from Facebook hanging out at, I think it was like the Polka Dot House, and talking deeply about crypto and NFTs and things like that, and really listening to what's going on and the movements that are happening. So yeah, fascinating step.
Yeah, I just say, man, people are always like down on Facebook, now Meta, trying to make moves in Web3. And I just say, guys, like you're like missing the big picture here. This is about trying to create adoption for people and bring folks that really have no relationship with Web3 right now into the space. This is a massive company with amazing technical, depth of talent.
And the users over there on Instagram and Facebook are everyday people. Like
they're there,
not
right?
a minority.
It's going to move the space forward with 100% certainty. And I just feel like it's very narrow thinking, right? Like these folks, they're Web 2, this and that. No, dude, they just named their company Meta. They are going to drive it forward. There's 100% certainty they're going to do that. This is a reflection of that, and this is really just the beginning, I'm sure. So, I just wish more people were more optimistic about the impact that Meta can have on the space, and not just look at how it can go sideways. So this is just a great indication of how good things can come.
It's also a big move for Instagram. I mean, we've seen Snapchat really take a tumble for not being as innovative as TikTok, and it's been cool to see Instagram sort of step up to the plate as a big company and be innovative. And I think this is a big move for them, saying, don't forget about us. We're still here. There's people that love TikTok, but Instagram is a very different use case, a very different utility than TikTok. And it has a lot of deep fans in the space. Every time I go,
content, a lot of good content lives there. So people are not going to get rid of it. They just love their content so much.
Yeah. Like when I talk to creators in LA, they're immediately, let's connect. What's your Instagram? It's not what's your Twitter, what's your email, what's your TikTok. It's what's your Instagram. So Instagram is still relevant in this community, and this is a big move. Sorry, Nicole, it looks like you wanted to say something.
I'm 100% aligned with that. I think that resonates so true. Like if you're in Web3 community, people are like, what's your Twitter handle, right? Like outside Web 2.0 is like very much like, what's your Instagram handle? Like, I don't need your phone number necessarily yet, or not there. And this is just really demonstrating there is going to be mainstream adoption of this. And I think you're going to start seeing like your friends that were potentially like NFT holders that weren't necessarily talking about it at dinner parties because they didn't want you to like change seats.
But now they're going to want a Dapper wallet and an Instagram post. They're going to want it,
Right.
Like,
you're going to want to you're going to start seeing your friends flex, and then you're going to want to be part of that kind of movement.
They're going to be, I'm in that FAWC community. Check out my Instagram post.
Yeah. So I think it's huge. It's a big step towards mainstream adoption.
Exciting stuff. What a great show this has been. This has been a ton of fun.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, big time. Before we wrap, though, I think we do got to give a little love to some of our listeners, which we like to do every episode. Ethan, you want to give a little shout out?
Yeah, for sure. Queued up for today. We represented them with with a YouTube video or two, doing some collabs, and they made a guest appearance on a show that we did live from during NFT NYC. But we're shouting out We Dream World today for adding excitement to the NFT industry with their augmented reality app and being supportive of the space, as well as our mission of building the future. So we appreciate their support online. We see them a lot on the socials and integrating with us, and in real life as well. We collaborated with them on an event in NYC. And they're building this app, which is pretty cool. It transports you into a virtual hybrid reality where you can showcase your NFTs in the gallery, auction them in real life. And it's a place that you can have a really, immersive experience in augmented reality that we think is pretty cool. You can check out more about WeDream on the socials. Just look up WeDream, and you can find out more at wedream.world.
There it is. All right. Well, before we do wrap, though, we got to make sure that our listeners know where to follow each of you, as well as the projects that you're working on. Where should we send them?
Oh, well, we have Twitter handle at First Ape Wives, and Instagram is at First Ape Wives Club. But I mean, go to our website, firstapewivesclub.io. It'll link you through to everything and register, your email if you want to hear about what we're up to, or get in first, whatever the process is as we go. But keep updated, via the website and all the channels linked there.
Great. And you can follow me at Miss_Rochette on Twitter and _niceholes_ at Instagram.
There it is. Awesome.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Amanda Rules with a Z.
Perfect. All right. So check it out, y'all. Big things happening from these two. So we really appreciate you sharing everything with us. We also appreciate that you've been very generous and have made 5 FAWC NFTs available for our listeners through a contest. And we're going to run this giveaway. It's going to be really fun. So keep an eye out on our socials for that. And we'll note that one of those 5 winners who will be randomly selected will also have an elite membership to FAWC, and keep an eye out. We'll talk about all the ins and outs of that and all the goodies that come along with it. That's massive, massive, massive. So we do appreciate that again. Very generous of you. Okay. Well, I think we've reached the outer limit at the edge of NFTs for today. So thanks for exploring with us. We've got space for more adventures on this starship. So invite your friends and recruit some cool strangers to make this journey all so much better. How? Go to Spotify or iTunes right now, rate us and say something awesome. Then go to edgeofnft.com to dive further down the rabbit hole. Look us up on all major social platforms by typing Edge of NFT with no spaces, and start a fun conversation with us online. Lastly, be sure to tune in next time for more great NFT content. Thanks again for sharing this time with us today. The views and opinions expressed on the Edge of NFT podcast reflect solely those views and opinions of the show creators and its guests. We're learning as we go, just like you. Please make sure to do your own research. Our podcast is not financial advice. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. You understand that you are using any and all information available on or through this podcast at your own risk.